Apple added .prominent to the tab view in iOS 27, so you can pin tabs to the trailing edge. But I'm not using it for a tab at all. I'm using it to build a floating action button that's available across the app and opens a prominent sheet. Let me show you how easy this is and why it's actually a great idea. This is the result that we're building. We'll have 3 dummy tabs, each presenting a view like usual, and then we'll have this floating action plus button here that just presents a sheet and doesn't affect the selected tab. So let me select tab 1, press the button, and it's actually still tab 1. Nothing happened except for our custom action. This can of course be anything. I'm just presenting a sheet here as an example. So how does this work? As you've probably noticed, we're not using a SwiftUI tab view at all, because if SwiftUI got this .prominent tab role, that means UIKit got too, and UIKit is a lot more customizable, so we can abuse this for hacks like this one. So I've created a prominent action tab view here. So let me close content view because this doesn't matter anymore. We're living inside a UI view controller representable. This is the protocol used to bridge UIKit views and view controllers into SwiftUI land. And in this example here, we're building our custom tab view this way. So there are 4 things we need to set up inside of our UI view controller representable. We have a coordinator, which is basically the delegate class that handles delegation of actions and other setup things inside of our custom tab view. Then we have this make coordinator. We have a make UI view controller because UI tab bar controller is a view controller, not a view. And then we also have update UI view controller. So let's dive into the first function. This is make UI view controller. So let's expand this function. It's not a lot of code. We're basically just creating a default UI tab bar controller. This is the UIKit equivalent of a tab view in SwiftUI. In UIKit, all of these view controllers and all of these classes have a delegate, and this is the coordinator that I've just talked about, which we're defining down here in just a second. So we're setting the tab bar controller delegate to our custom coordinator, which we get passed through this context here because we're implementing the make coordinator function. I'll walk you through that in just a second. First, let's look at how we're implementing the UI for these 3 tabs, deciding which view to show for each of the tabs, and then also our floating action button here. So tab bar controller has a property tabs, and that's just an array of UI tab. And this is very similar to the SwiftUI tab type that got added in iOS 26. So we're defining a title. So let's start with this one here. This is our first tab. So title is the text down here. Then we have an SF symbol above that. We have an identifier to know how to handle this later on. This is important for our prominent tab. And then in the closure here, this is the view that gets presented when this tab is selected. So in this case, just a white view here with a text saying tab 1. And this is a UI hosting controller. This is the inverse of a UI view controller representable. So this allows us to show a SwiftUI view in UIKit land, because obviously we're in UIKit land right now. And the view that we're showing is just a simple text view here. Of course, this can be any custom SwiftUI view. So we have this set up for our 3 regular tabs. And then in addition to that, we have this UI tab up here, which has a title of add, but this title is actually not shown for the floating action button. We have a SF symbol of plus, and we also have this prominent tab identifier, which I've defined up here, and we'll need that in just a second. That's why I've defined it as a constant up here and not as a string literal. And then in here, our UI hosting controller is just an empty view because we don't want to show any view in the tab view, but we'll handle that with some custom logic in a second. After that, we'll set the prominent tab identifier to the one we just defined, and we'll also set the selected tab to be the one for identifier tab 1. So anytime the app is reopened, it will launch into tab 1. Of course, you could store this in user defaults and then restore a state like that. And in the end, we'll just return our tab bar controller. So that's already it for make UI view controller. Let's have a quick look at the other functions. So let me expand update UI view controller. In here, we're just once again setting the prominent tab identifier of our coordinator. So let's have a look at this coordinator and then also the make coordinator function after that. So our coordinator is an NS object. This is very usual. And then it conforms to the UI tab bar controller delegate protocol. This is what we're using to basically tell the app to not show a tab when this little plus button here is tapped and instead show a sheet. So we're initializing this with our prominent tab identifier. There are two functions that matter. First one is tab bar controller should select tab, and this returns a boolean. And then also present prominent sheet. This is the one that we're implementing by ourselves. So this is just showing a sheet. This could be anything else. Anything could happen when this button is pressed. In our case, we're just presenting a sheet. So what happens in should select tab? This returns a boolean, and this just tells UIKit whether a tab should be shown if this button is pressed, or if this UI tab is pressed. If the pressed tab's identifier is that of prominent tab identifier, then we return false. Otherwise, we return true, because of course guard is the other way around. So for any tab that's not our prominent tab, we should select it. But if it's our prominent tab, we should not have the system selected. And instead, we're going to present a prominent sheet from our controller. And in UIKit land, this is very simple. We make sure that our controller has a presented view controller. And then we just create a UI hosting controller for some SwiftUI view. So just the view that we want to show in this sheet here. In my example, I've called this a prominent sheet view, but this could be literally anything. And then we're just saying tabbar controller.present this sheet, and we'll say animated true. And the last part of the puzzle is this make coordinator function here. And this just returns a coordinator, the class we just walked through, with our prominent tab identifier. And that's how easy it is to abuse new SwiftUI properties if you know that they're also implemented in UIKit and if you know how the UIKit delegate system works. Let me know in a comment if you're going to use this floating action button in your apps in iOS 27 and forward.